Hey, hi, hello, welcome to my live. I'm gonna give y'all a minute to get in here because this girl was late. I'm so sorry about that, by the way. Oh, don't drop my phone. That's okay. When I heard the news earlier, I about broke my phone, so. Hopefully everybody's having a pretty good day today. So over here. Trying to figure out. See if we can figure. There we go. Just trying to look for the comments there. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm looking a little messy tonight. Okay, so let's see here. While we're waiting on some more people to come through, I'm just going to move this light a little bit here. Sometimes I feel like I may have too many lights on, and that could be what's causing me to be all like crazy looking. But anyways, hi, hello, how are you? Welcome to my live. Grab a snack, grab a drink, grab a blanket if it's cold where you're at. We're going to talk some true crime tonight. And if this is your first time on my channel, welcome on in. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope you appreciate the case coverage that we covered today, and maybe one and maybe two. Can everybody hear me okay? I put in my headphones, that way you guys can maybe hear me a little better. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I'm not used to wearing, I feel like, this dark of clothing either. I feel like I'm blending in. This chair is actually blue, and it looks so dark on camera, and I don't know what is going on with that. But it is, it's blue, and it's a really pretty color blue. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure that out. That way I can show you guys better. But we did get the rest of the studio put up today, pretty much. I mean, other than these lights got to go behind me, I want to get a sign, you know, put up, like a little neon sign. And then what else did I want to get? Oh, I've been on the hunt for a gold, like I want a gold, tall gold vase. So if anybody knows where your girl can find a tall gold vase that's not going to be like $500, because everywhere I've looked, it's like ridiculously priced. I just basically just want a gold vase. I'm like, man. And like, I have a white vase in the living room, and I'm literally about to spray paint that thing gold if I can't find one soon. So if you can help me out, just let me know. So I will go ahead and start here in just a minute, because it's been about 5 minutes since I've been on. But for my returning tie-ins, I want to tell you guys thank you, loves, for coming back and joining me for yet another live and another upload. I did put on a short today. I don't know if you saw that a little bit ago. I think I did actually 2 this morning, and then I did 1 this afternoon. Anytime I hear like an update in a case, I try to like get on right away and let you guys know. I just try to do that for you guys. So hopefully you guys saw that. If you don't know, you guys can see them like under community post and things like that. If you're ever just looking around on YouTube, if you want to see anything that's going on with my page, you can go under the community post and you can see things on there. Also, I have a Patreon now, which is at Titanium Built. And then I do have a Twitter account, which my Twitter handle is at titanium_built. Email if you have any questions, comments, concerns that you don't want to address, on the live stream or through like a comment, in the comment section. You can email me at titaniumbuiltboo@gmail.com. And I usually try to get back with everybody within a couple of days. My email's a little full right now, but I promise I'll be going through them tonight and tomorrow. So I think that's all I really had to say. Other than if you are a returning subscriber, if this is your first time here, then you don't know, but I do own a boutique and I always try to give you guys promos for that. So 20% off right now for using the promo code, all capitalized, YouTube 20. And my boutique is called Poppy and Ari. And I think I could put that, I'll just put it in the chat. I was going to put it on the banner, but. And then I'll even put like the, I was going to put the website. But yeah, if you guys want to, you can just always check it out. And you'll get 20% off using promo code, like I said, all capitalized YouTube 20. Eric, oh my gosh. Okay, I know. My fingers still hurt when I found out about the whole, like with Kiely. Because so what I planned on doing today, I planned on coming on live anyway. And I was going to go over, baby Quinton's case. And then I was like, well, okay, I want to go over some Kiely Rodni things. What should we go over tonight? And it was kind of like, well, we've kind of talked about so many things. So I know that the girl that does Chronicles of Olivia had just done a a new camera footage thing. So I was like taking notes and all this stuff, and I was going over that, and I was like, why does she have like only 5 comments? Because it went live, but it seems like she's really popular, so I was kind of curious. And I scrolled down, and it said, Kiely Rodni has been found. Her accident cause of death is accidental, no foul play involved. And I like screamed, and my boyfriend was like, what? Like, cause he doesn't follow it as much as I do, but he hears me talk about it. And I threw my phone down and I like hit it into this like metal thing. And yeah, I thought I broke like one of the back cameras for sure, but I didn't. I thought that was something. But no, but I didn't. But I was like so mad because even with that, like being the case, even if it's called, like, even if we have like this, we're not gonna be happy. I'm not happy about this. Like, it just gives me more. I have more questions now. I mean, I think I was putting some down. I was trying to write some down, but then I was like, I'm just going to get on here because I couldn't even like think about it, but like AWP said that they only gave us 10% of the footage. So like, okay, so if we go on that this is an accident, this is what gets me really fired up, because say it was an accident and everybody's known this like all along or whatever, and AWP said that they only gave us 10% of this and like 10% of that. And they kind of like, and like, because I love AWP, they're my boys. They're the ones that found that poor girl. But like, it seems like that's when that video came out with the, tow truck guy or the AAA guy, like the AAA guy. That's when everyone kind of shifted from like, in the beginning, this could be a possible accident. So this definitely wasn't an accident. And so then I have a problem with everything that kind of went from there, because then we all went after Jagger, which I didn't go after him because I knew that he wasn't the guy in the San Francisco hat. But he did say, someone said that, the San Francisco hat. And so you know, that was put out there, and just like little things. I don't know. I can't wait for the, okay, yeah, I can't wait for the videos from AWP either. Where's those 90% of them tapes? I want them now. Like, I wanted them 4 weeks ago, and I really want them. Like, I just don't. Little Nana, Kiely has not gotten justice. Like, not at all. Because even at the least, there were people there that knew that she was intoxicated and wasn't able to drive, AKA Sammy. And there were adults there that were 18 and up, or, you know, there should have been, there needs to be someone held accountable for this. I don't know how they're going to ever do that now. I think, do you think that they ruled this an accident, like, before November 1st because of the fire cam footage? Because of people seeing that, like, fire cam footage? Maybe that's where we should start. Like, what do you think? See, they said that the only thing in her system was, because I thought that this was going to be, from the beginning, I never thought she was abducted. I thought she would be with her car because they couldn't find her car, they couldn't find her. But for some reason, I thought it was going to be like a fentanyl overdose. Like, she accidentally took something she thought was something else. And that's how it happened. And then there was like maybe like a cover up or something. I thought that's what like happened. But now they're just saying it was an accident. And that's not right. That's not. And then these are the same people that we're supposed to trust after they messed up time and time again, too. You know, they didn't just mess up a couple times. So do you think like do you think that's why that they were like, okay, we're just going to shut it down because they are seeing these cams, they're seeing them like brightening them up, you know, finding details in them that they didn't see before, because some people are really on those cams. And I enjoy watching them. Like, I watch everybody's lives. I'm always like watching someone's lives when they do like video cam footage and stuff. My boyfriend does camera systems, but I don't know. These are just more interesting to look at these guys doing. Something tells me that whoever provided the drugs there is related. See, this is what I thought the whole time, but that's what I was saying. They only found alcohol and, well, like ethanol and THC in her system, but I don't know about. I didn't have a chance to look it up. But I don't know about fentanyl and like harder drugs or like pills, like or something. Would that go out of her system if she was submerged like in water for like a couple of weeks? Like, could that not show up? And then you also have to think of who's doing these reports: the coroners, the sheriff's the coroner, and their public representative or speaker or whatever too. So I always thought that there was at least law enforcement kids were there. Like, I always thought that, or undercover law enforcement was there somehow, like themselves, and they were mixed up into it somehow. But I never, ever, 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 ever thought that she just drove herself up into some water. Like, I don't know. Drinking and smoking, to me, maybe she, but no, there's no way, because she would be passed out making left and right hand turns, would she now, Tanya? I'm just still like thinking about it. Janet, you were right. She's not, and like, she's not going to be one in my world either. See, exactly, Chucky. Okay, yeah, and he said, and Sammy, yeah, and Sammy didn't want a ride home because from Kiely because she was too drunk to drive. That's exactly what I was saying to my friend earlier, and I was screaming in my frenzy. I wish I would have recorded it because it sounded so good then. You know, like when you're so mad, everything like sounded actually good. But that's what I said, and I was like, well, what about the 12:36 phone call then? Because when you have a cell phone, this isn't like 1985, 86 when you're calling a landline and they're getting phone records from a landline. They could literally pick up Sammy's phone or get her call logs or pick up her phone and say exactly down to the minute, to the second, when did she call you? And it'll show up in her call logs. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand that. So was that 1236 phone call like not real? And if that was the case and this was known all along, then why hasn't Sammy said that? Like come out and just said like kind of leave me alone. I was mistaken on the call, because then maybe we would have backed off of her a little bit. I mean, probably not that much. But. That was another thing they said about the seatbelt too. I said, well then, okay, we need answers about the seatbelt hanging out of the back of the trunk. Like, who does that? I can understand if she was trying to get away from the intersection where the cars were kind of like blocking the roadway and she took another turn. But she knows those roads. Even if you're intoxicated, like, I grew up on back roads. We didn't have like, you know, reservoirs. Like, it wasn't like California, but it was Ohio back roads. And I have a boyfriend that's from California. He won't touch Ohio back roads. Like, he literally pulled over and was like, you're driving, but I won't drive on California roads. Like, I think that they're scary. I don't know. I just think that she would have known that road too well. And then when you hit that sandbar or whatever, before you even get to the water or that rocky area, that has to be like, oh, that doesn't feel right. Like, there's no way that you're smoking that good of marijuana to where, and truly, like, I mean, I know she's 16, but I was going to do a test. I was going to do a freaking test on this because I don't drink. So I was going to drink a couple and see how many Trulies it would take me, like, to see how I would be impaired. But then I didn't really want to. I didn't know what to do after that because I'm not going to drive a car into a reservoir, guys. But I was like, I'm like around the same size. But even when I was 16, I just don't see her doing that. And then she didn't drink and drive, which I think that you know, like when you're kids, you'll say something in front of your parents just to kind of get like that logic or get that idea kind of in their head. I mean, kids are sneaky. I was sneaky anyway. I could see like, no, I could see, I'm gonna put me in this, I'm gonna put me in here, okay? But I could see like saying to my parents one night, like, you know, if they were like, didn't want to go get a friend or whatever, me saying, I know I don't drink and drive. You know, and then that one time saying it, and then all of a sudden they think I never would drink and drive. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe that's where her mom gets that comment from, that she said, you know, her Lindsay would know, you know, or her, you know, Kiely would never drink and drive. Well, obviously something happened where she, you know, may have. I don't blame this on Kiely though at all, because there was adults there. There had to have been somebody there that provided that alcohol. And if it wasn't Sammy, then who was it? And those people should be held accountable. And I feel like if her mom would at least come out and say, like, thank you to AWP, and just like acknowledge, like, you know, hey, thank you guys. And, you know, I don't know what else she can say. She just gets under my skin. The time is now, little Nana. You're right. They just need to come out with them. They might as well. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt anything, right? I mean, it's definitely not. I wonder if I put any more things down. This is all. The alcohol was likely picked up when she was seen at the store prior to the party. You're right. You're right. She probably did get it then. I just don't like. I wonder like what her blood alcohol was. Did anyone see that? I mean, they only had like literally three, like a paragraph, 3 sentences in anything that I looked at. I couldn't find like a full story over it. And of course, you know, Nevada County Sheriff, they haven't came out with really any statement. And so at first I wasn't even sure if it was true, because like they keep saying November 1st, but it's not. Is it like early birthday present for me? But it's not a birthday present, because now I've got more questions than I got answers, you know? That means, like, I just don't understand that. That 1236 phone call, it just doesn't, I just don't understand it. And I don't understand why AWP just needs to release something. They need to release like some sort of information. See, and what I think is going to happen with the car guy, like I think that he probably did see her, and it was probably maybe like during the day because I don't. It sounds more probable at night he would see her at the party, like because in my mind what I was thinking was, and I think I said this on my live the other night was, I said, what if her and like Sammy or whatever, that night at the party they were charging their phones in the car. Well, a lot of girls don't know, or a lot of people, I guess in general, don't know that if you just like, crank your car over a couple times, like when you're 16, they don't know that just, kind of starts up your battery, doesn't fully start your car. So basically, I could see her running her battery dead doing that, having like the headlights maybe on or charging her phone. And then that's when she called him. So maybe he saw her that morning of the party. So maybe that's what they're going to come out and say about him. And then maybe she was with Jagger, um, or maybe she wasn't with Jagger. Maybe she was with another person that, and maybe it was somebody altogether, someone else altogether. Or maybe she was just with a friend that, resembled Jagger. But I leave the tow truck guy because AWP wouldn't let him have video if he wasn't legit. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I believe what the guy said. I do believe him. And overturn. Well, I was just confused today about when there's all those windows open, she would swim past them because it took. I don't remember the exact amount of time, but it took over a minute for her car to be submerged and for the headlights to be out. So in my mind, she would still have light, even if it wasn't from like other cars up on the hill, like you could see them, like or whatever, or even maybe some down by the shore, by like around the corner from her. I still feel like her lights being in the water would be, or like before they went completely in the water, like they would be reflecting off those trees and bouncing back. Some of that maybe off the water, reflecting, bouncing back, giving her some sort of light to where she'd be able to see. I feel like even I would be trying the windows as I'm going back just to see. Or you feel like you hear that rush of water coming in, or feel the rush of water coming in, right? Like as the car is being submerged. Like if you're not already out of it, if you're like awake and you drove yourself into a reservoir, I don't care how intoxicated you are. I mean, I guess it's possible, but like I feel like that would sober you up pretty quick. I don't know what you guys think, but I feel like it would sober me up pretty quick. So like, did anyone ever find out? Did we ever find out for sure if her car wasn't her car like in neutral? Did anyone ever say that it wasn't? Like, and I wonder if that could have been kicked into neutral when she was trying to go to the back. Like if this was an accident and she kicked it with her leg, because isn't that gear shift like right in the middle? Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you'll feel the water, you'll like, because you can even feel the darkness when you're been in an accident like that. You can feel it surround you, like so you have ample, like only a little bit of time, and she had like a full minute, like over a minute to get out, like from when the car like went into the water to it was like fully submerged. I can't remember the exact timing on that. I remember I saw it on one of the lives though. But you would feel it, yeah. You would feel the water. You would see the water before you would hit it. You would think, even if you didn't see it, once you hit it, I don't know what that would feel like hitting. I feel like I would think that would feel like hitting a brick wall or something. I don't see much. I don't know. They said the AAA guy was called because the car wouldn't start. It was unusual. I was wondering about that. And then he told her to keep it on for hours and let it run for hours. Why hours? Like, you don't do that when a car dies, like battery. Like, you leave it on a half hour, 45 minutes. Like, it was like almost like he was trying to give her more time to for something. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, leave it on for a couple hours or something and leave it running for a couple hours. I noticed that when he said that. I was like, I don't agree with that. I didn't like that statement. Did anyone, okay, I know this was probably something I heard and it probably wasn't true, but didn't somebody say that there was some sort of life insurance policy on Kylie? Or was that just some like bull crap that we heard along the way? Because I really don't remember it. I just thought of it when I was sitting here. Yeah, you only need, yeah, like I said, 30 minutes. That's just, I don't know why he told her to leave it on. He said, yeah, leave it on running for a couple hours. And I was just like, okay. Didn't know that's how we did things, but it's just been so insane. You heard about the life insurance? See, I heard about it too, and I heard that it was more if it was accidental or something, but that's what I heard too. So I don't know if it's a fact. Yeah, the 500,000. I don't know if it's a fact or not. I'm messing with my hair today because I am just like not feeling it today. I don't know why. I don't know why, guys. I'm just looking at myself over here to see the reflection, and I'm just like, not liking it, not loving it. Sorry, I'm having a bad hair day. Not like I'm having a bad day. You know, we're talking true crime here. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, you're exactly right. So yeah, if she died of no disease, they wouldn't. And I mean, I'm older, so I should have noticed like this question. But my boyfriend asked me, and I was like, oh, that's actually a good question. Why do parents put life insurance on their children? I thought, and this is what I would do it. I would do it because if I had a baby, I would like pay into something to where like if my, if you're after your child grows up, it's like a college fund or something like that. But I don't know why you would have such a large policy on a kid. And when do you get that? Like, do you get it like when they're did she get it when she was a baby and she was just like if something happens to my baby? I like where is your mindset when you do that? Because as a new parent, I don't see like you going, okay, we need to go get a life insurance policy on our child. But that's just me. So if anyone has any kids and they can answer that question, I just don't see. I don't know why. Well, I know like to cover like funeral costs, but I just didn't know like to put it on a kid, like a child. You know what I mean? I always feel like my boyfriend was like, well, I didn't know that for like older people, and I can see that like my age, I'm 36, I should probably get life insurance and like pay in and have like something so if something ever happens, funeral and things like that. But I feel like when you're 16 years old, you shouldn't have life insurance on yourself unless you're paying into something where you can get that back. Like you said, like you could borrow out of it or whatever for like a college fund or something like that. Oh yeah, yeah, they should. They should get their reward, and we should get our tape that we need to see the rest of. And then all the other stuff that we haven't got to see. What's the investigation? What have they been doing? I want to know every single piece of detail that they've done in this investigation. I want to know the back end, what the cops have done, what the FBI has done, what they did with the fire cam footage when they saw it, when they had it, what they did when they found out Check It TV found the laptop in the bottom of the reservoir. I want to know it all. Like, and I don't want to hear stupid questions from redheaded face guy. You can tell I've been looking at interviews. Anytime he's at the podium, like when he first gets up at the podium, he's usually pretty cool and his face ain't that red. But it's like the madder he gets, like, or something. I don't know if you guys could tell, but he literally, his face gets beet red. And then he usually has to hand it off to someone else. But I've noticed that. And you know what? What if she, and I don't see someone making a phone call when they're in like a fight for their life, you know, like, okay, am I going to call my friend or am I going to get air? But I mean, she called her and they had a conversation, she said. So it's not like she just called her and she didn't answer. She said they had a conversation about how she was already going home. Like she was like already on her way home. She was sitting in the passenger seat. Like I don't get that. Like I don't get a lot of this whole case. This case is insane. She is guilty of something if it's not other than if she's guilty of something. If it's not of her just being a bad friend, it's of her. I just don't see someone driving into a lake like that. Yeah. See, I don't blame Kylie for her death at all because she was a 16-year-old girl. Like there were so many things put into place that could have changed the outcome. Like that should have like if people did things the way that they should have done it and logic tells people to do things, then she would have went to that little party that night and she would have went home and she would have been okay. Because she probably wouldn't have been driving out there and she wouldn't have been drinking out there. And even if she was going to drink, let's just say she was going to, her mom knows she was going to drink. I mean, go pick her up. Go pick your child up. You don't give her car keys and say, okay, see you when I see you. Like, I just still just don't get that. See, yeah, well, and I just don't even see her like wanting to call somebody. Like, and if you're going to call somebody, wouldn't you call like 911? Like, if you're going to call, if you're in an emergency situation, you're not going to call somebody that has, 7 digits or whatever, 10 digits to their number. You're going to call somebody that's, 911, or you're not going to call anybody at all. You're probably not going to have your phone in your hand at that point. You're probably just going to be trying to, escape. I just don't see the 1236 phone call happening. But she said it. I wonder how many times she said that phone call happened. I'm gonna have to look that up. I need a pen. I'm gonna figure out a pen so I can be taking notes because I need to look that up. Because we only have like a few interviews from her couple. So if she only said it in one interview or one time, maybe she was mistaken. But then you would think she'd come out and say, hey, I was mistaken, get off my back, internet, because that would be a way for us to kind of get us off her back. Her stories and her eyes are all over the place. Like she really is all over the place. I know some of it can be like discredited as count like as her being a teenager, but I mean no. I think she's trying to say her words wisely because she knows. But she should have known she could have gotten in trouble when she was telling the whole world that her and Kylie were getting drinks out of the car. And maybe that's why she kept saying that they were drinking out of the same cup to try to prove that Kylie wasn't taking anything else or doing any illicit drugs. But that girl was strange. Strange. But I'd be nice to her if she wanted to come on. I want to try to do. I want to try to do like an open panel one night. I just need to figure out how to like do it. I have to figure that out because it's kind of hard to like do this if I'm not live, what is that? In most phones, if the user knows about it, have a quick connect to emergency services by pressing the power button. Yeah, I have on my phone, I think if I like press something like, I don't know, I'm gonna try it. Yeah, it's this. So if you press the side and the down button, it connects to, like it says medical ID, and then you can go in and an emergency call. But if I like hold on to it, I believe for 5 seconds, after that, it'll start doing that super crazy, like banging, and it'll send my location to my brother first, and then I send it to my boyfriend, which is funny but not funny because I've done that a couple times to my brother. And with me being in such a severe car accident, 9 years ago, and this was a few years ago, this happened, me like pinging myself to him, he would call and be like, he's a big guy too, and he'd be like, "Are you okay? Oh my God, where are you at? Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm fine. I just can't get this thing to turn off." Like, I didn't know how to turn it off after it would start like, beeping and stuff. And I didn't know how to work the phone at the time, so he would get a call, and then after that, it would go to my boyfriend. But I guess my boyfriend, I had his old number on there, so it didn't even ever go to him. So he would have never came and found me if I needed it. That's what I asked the other day about Sammy. I want to know who Sammy rode with, who was she with? Because a lot of people, when you go to a party, like you go together, you go in like groups, I feel like. And it seems like this party, everyone's just like by themselves. But Sammy had to have gotten out there with somebody because she left with somebody. And she doesn't seem like the type that's going to drink and drive. She would rather her friends do that, and she would ride passenger. You know what I mean? She doesn't want to get in trouble, but she's down for trouble. I knew some girls like that. I wasn't the girl like that. I was the girl getting in trouble, probably. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm reading your comments. Janet, they're saying that she passed away from drowning. They didn't like it. Literally everywhere that we saw, like everywhere I was looking up, every news article, it was just a couple sentences about it. It was like pretty much Kiely Rodni, autopsy results and toxicology results are, out, and they say that she died of drowning, and it's an accidental death with no foul play suspected, or something along those lines, it said. Oh, I bet Florida is beautiful right now. I'm in, we're, I'm in, I don't even know where this is. Southeast Ohio, Southwest Ohio. It's Southwest Ohio, and it's terrible. It's not that cold. No, it is. It's 53 here. Well, little Nana, if you can do, and if anyone can find out, it's you. I think you can find out for us because we need to figure out who did she ride with? Who was even at this party? Like, name one. I don't even know anybody other than Sammy and Kylie and Elsa. That's true too. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I could see them thinking that she was though, like them being super stupid and not realizing that she was actually still alive, and then doing that. Because I guess I still can say that you could push a car 10 miles per hour, especially if you're going down like a hill. I still feel like you can. I don't feel like anyone had to be like in the front seat, like jumping out or anything, if that were the case. But I just don't know. With it only showing those two things, So does the coroner, and I wonder, I'm gonna have to look this up too, because I just wanted to get on this live tonight, but I wonder if the coroner is involved with the toxicology part of it. Like, I wonder if I know they draw the blood and stuff, I'm sure, for it, and or take the tissues or whatever, the tissue samples, but I wonder if they're the ones that test it or if they send it out. Like, or if they're self or an independent lab, or if they send it out. And that was another thing. We can't even do anything else now because she was cremated. So anything were to come to light and they needed to test some things and they didn't have extra samples, there's no way to get the extra samples to test anything now. So that's another thing I would have done differently. I mean, I'm not here to judge anybody for what they do, but I think that if you have a 16-year-old that dies under any sort of suspicious or not even suspicious circumstances, I would want to go somewhere where I could see them, and I would probably want to bury them. I don't know. That's just me. I just don't see myself I don't see a 16-year-old making that decision at that young in her life. Like, yeah, mom, if I ever die, cremate me. I don't want to be buried. I just don't see that. I feel like her mom was too just fast to do things. She rushed things. I mean, does anyone even know how long? I forget how long Kiely was even passed away before her mom cremated her. Because I know that takes a little bit of time. I think they give you a month, unless you're just do it now. Talks usually get sent out. Okay. Well, that's good that they're going to send the talks out. I mean, that they send it out. I mean, because I just don't trust some things. I don't know. I just don't trust some things that people that are saying in the law enforcement, because it's hard to trust people when they haven't done much work. The hours are there, I guess, that they're booked somewhere. They're written down. They're logged, I guess, these 19,000 man hours. But physically, where did they search 19,000 hours? Because obviously it wasn't where her phone pinged, because if they were there 19,000 hours searching there, they would have found her. They should have found her within 35 minutes like AWP did. Oh, thanks, Anna. Mom rushed and kept 75K. So it did, okay, so that with the rewarder, because I know that Squirrel Girl has been on that, the GoFundMe. Did she have to give that back now? Has she had to give that back? Because the mom should not have that money. That money was for whoever found Kiely when she was presumed missing. And that money should go to AWP because they found her and she was missing and they found her. I mean, that's usually, 4 days? That's fast. Where's that paper? Shoot, it's in the other room. Weird story that I was cleaning out a box the other day and my mom's death certificate thing was in there. And I'm going to look that up, but I think that it was 3 weeks for my mom. And she died in a hospital. We just were not, I guess, ready, and we were waiting to see if we wanted to do an autopsy because it just was kind of suspicious a little bit. It was, but it wasn't. I don't know. And so my brother, I don't know, her firstborn, he took it harder. So I think that's why we kind of kept her longer, because we wanted to make sure there was nothing that we had to test or anything. Because it was literally kind of she went in the hospital and then the next day she was just oh my gosh, she passed away. So it, it was kind of suspicious in a way. So we were not, wanting to do that. And that is insane, that 4 days. And then, yeah, they should get all of that money. And I had like a guy on here because someone was like, yeah, they said they were going to give that money back. And he was like, no. He's like, I donated $500. They have not offered it back to me yet. And so that is weird. Oh, yeah, I'm going to keep my eye on that lodge. And that's the thing. Okay. If this was me, and because I mean, if you have a lodge, I'm assuming that you have a little bit of money stashed away somewhere. You're getting a little bit here and there. If law enforcement failed to find my daughter, and AWP, this company came in, or these people came in and they found her, and I saw all these mistakes that law enforcement was doing, I would have hired an independent coroner to come in. I would have hired an independent, private investigator, like somebody like, someone that just wasn't involved with law enforcement or anybody in that area. And I feel like as a parent, you can do that. You don't have to have that certain coroner, um, do an autopsy on your child. I'm sure that you can bring in an independent or get a second autopsy done, especially when a case like this, when it's not just so cut and dry and you have the whole world is watching it. Why not bring in a second person just for clarification, just for extra reassurance? Like there's no harm in that. I mean, there's no harm in doing it. And it would be different if she was buried and then they try to bring her up and then that would be a problem. But it's not like they were going to cremate her, so they could have got a second opinion just to have it. Brooke Taylor, you're right. They are trying to sell it, but they will probably try to make some improvements on it so they can sell it faster because they're trying to sell it really fast. Which, I mean, where are they going to go? I wonder where they would go. It's not like, I mean, the mom is noticeable anywhere. I mean, I think that anyone's going to notice her. See, that's what so hippie-ish. So, yes, agreed. See, I was like, I told my boyfriend, I said, I'm like as hippie as they come. I said, this lady is so laid back that it's off-putting. Like, it's just so off-putting. I know, like everything that bad that's happened is she's like, oh no, that's AWP. And it's like, no, it's not. I just don't understand it. See, I wish that I was out in California right now. I would be going and I would just be like cruising on over there. Yeah, they want honor and silence. And this is our community's child. That was what I was screaming about earlier. That's why my brain isn't even functioning tonight, guys, because I was like so mad earlier about this. I was like, the community's child. If that was my child, I would be like, the community needs to figure out what happened to my child. Like, this is, I don't know. Like, I know she's a grieving mother, but some of the things that she said is just like, what? Like, and that's what gets people starting to think about stuff. And it was like, if you guys didn't act so like suspicious all the time, every time you were on the news, like she read when she read the thing for the memorial, like it was creepy to me. The way she was like kind of calm about it, but she was kind of crying about it, and then she had sunglasses on top of her head at her daughter's memorial. Like sunglasses on top of her head. I'm not from California. I know they wear sunglasses a lot. I wear them every single day, even if it's dark, because I have one eye. But I do not put them on my head when I'm at a memorial or a funeral. That's like wearing a hat. Like I think everything was just too laid back and too relaxed. And all of a sudden now tonight they just give us this little bit of crap news. Like, I mean, it's not even news. quick, whatever, quick enough. The difference between this case and oh, Julissa. Julissa case and the Gabakito case sucks the breath out of my lungs. Yeah, no, I like about broke my hand tonight. I thought I like broke my phone. I thought I broke my fingernails. Like I thought I was gonna have like bruises in them because I slammed the phone down. I was so mad, and I never do that. Like ever. That's an expensive phone. I don't ever do that. But I was so mad when I saw that because it really doesn't give us any more answers. It just really infuriates me. It's like you are saying, okay, we're done with it. I guess that's going to make the internet be done with it. Because you know that it's not. It's not. Yep, I would never shut up and I would get on it. Yep. That's what my mom and dad would be, I don't even know. They would be like, take every last like part of my body and just like let me have answers for my child. But she's hugging up on these teenagers, and like I know that she might say, well, they just made a bad decision. But that bad decision cost you your daughter, your freaking child that was 16 years old that just graduated from high school on her own. I don't know, maybe she did all that to get away from her mom. You know, I mean, she was homeschooled and everything. She was like shut in, kind of. Was it because the school was too far? I don't think so. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, I don't know. I came from a county with 15 schools, though. Everybody had their own school if they wanted one. We only had like 15 people in the whole county. Oh, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that the parents went and cleaned up after the party until like the other day. I heard that. Did you guys hear about that? My mom would never do that. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about your daughter. See, and that's things. I'm not, pastor or nothing, but I do the same thing. I have injuries that are like lifelong now and things. And if I have like a question, I don't know, and I'm sure you're like this too. If you have like a question, you'll just wake up in the middle of the night and you'll be researching you'll be going down a rabbit hole forever. Like, but it's like you have to have the answer to that question like immediately. I had called and I've asked so many crazy questions about, my injuries and what will lead and what will happen next. And I mean, the doctors at Ohio State, that's where I go, they're kind of baffled with me because they've never had anybody like me before with, injuries in all different places. So they kind of just are like, oh, you're doing great. And it's like, well, that's not an answer, but okay, thanks. I'll keep continuing. I think Miami is near here. I don't know. But yeah, Ohio. Yeah, that's where I'm from. Beautiful Ohio. Oh, what was it? What did I say? Well, if you don't mind about your daughter, I'm gonna put your comment back up. But what like, if you don't mind me asking, like, what was it was medical? Like, was it like cancer? Was it like a medical? Like, I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine. Cancer runs through my family, through my mom's side and my dad's side. But I heard that there's like a test that you can take to see if you carry like the gene for it. Is it like the beta test or something like that? And that's what they usually do too. Like, but I'm sure she's probably out going somewhere. And why would you? You know, why would you need to go anywhere? I like simplicity. I'm going to grab a little more to drink and I'll be right back in just 1 second. It's back on now. I muted myself. Sorry about that, guys. And I thought I was doing good. I just said that, and then I muted myself. Because last time, if you guys were on my live, I, like, cut the screen off and I, like, did all kinds of crazy stuff. I had to, like, come back on. I've only done use StreamYard. This is my second time, and I haven't really played with it. Like, I don't know if you can, like, mess with it when you're not, like, on a live. Because I wanted to bring people up on panel and do things like that. I just need to figure it out. I just don't want to press too much stuff because that's what got like, in trouble last time. I was like pressing things. I wanted to go ahead. I wanted to talk about this other case too, but I think I'm gonna. A doctor broke your back, Brooke. Okay, that's one injury that I could never imagine ever, ever, ever. When I was put into the hospital, there was a lady that was in front of me. Like we had beds across from each other, and she was, I think, 70s,
And she had, like, back surgery, and they put metal in, and we became really close friends. Her name was Judy. By, like, 2nd weekend, I loved her, and she showed me her back, and it was just, oh my incredible, incredible. Like, she had all staples going up her spine, and I thought, like, I had 96 staples in my legs, and then I had sutures and stitches and things like that, but I thought that was bad, and seeing her back, I was like, "Nope, I'm good, I'm good." I just don't understand, like, no, you like, and it's not even like she's like a walking like zombie, like she just or she's like in shock. It doesn't even look like that. It looks like she's just kind of going on with life. Like if we dance about it, it'll be okay. Or if we flip the camera off, it'll be okay. Like I don't get that. Like I don't get it at all. I am gonna actually go over the baby Quinton case tomorrow, I think, because I feel so bad. I want to give him just as much time. What college is Sammy going to? Does anyone know what college Sammy's going to? Oh, see, all of your titanium is in your back. I'm sorry, I just read like two comments. I'm like, whoa, whoa, what? Yeah, I have. So your titanium, is it a rod with screws or like a plate with like screws? Either way. But if it's a plate, I feel like that might be better than a rod. I'm frozen. Am I froze? Yeah, I kind of want to know what. Yeah, I added Jagger on Instagram. I want to see if I can reach out to him and see if he'll do an interview or come on and do a panel. Just want to try to talk to him. But I know that a lot of people that follow like him on like Instagram and stuff, he won't follow them. If so, I followed him under Poppy and Ari. So hopefully he doesn't watch this and catch me and and block me. But he posted something earlier today, but it wasn't nothing to do with anything. It was just something to do with his car. And they said, you know, that he didn't have anything to do with his this, and I believe that. I believe that. I believed in the beginning that he didn't have anything to do with this. I didn't think it was going to be a case of like her being pregnant and him hurting her or anything like that. But and I think that if this all does come out to be like and if okay, so if this does come out to be just an accident and it was just an accident, if you think about it like that and that aspect, like AWP, as much as I love them guys, them putting those little like tidbits of information out, I can totally 100% see why Jagger would call them like clout chasers because he's 18 years old and his feelings are hurt from losing his girlfriend. I can kind of see it there, you know, like him just because he's being a dumb kid. But I just don't think this was just an accident. So, oh, good night, little Nana. Oh, I'd like to go to the UK sometime. I like to go anywhere actually than Ohio. So it screws in place. Okay. Yeah, I have I think like I had 5 metal plates on my right side of my face and then one on my chin, but I think it's up to like 9, no, 7 now. I don't know. I have surgery on the 21st, 2 on my eye. And then I have um both of my tibial bones have rods and they took the screws out, thank God. Those things were terrible. And then I broke a screw. That's why they took the other ones out. I ended up breaking one in half in my leg. And then I have them in my foot. And I had it in my wrist, and then they took the metal out of my wrist. So I was lucky there. Oh my gosh, you guys are all like we're all rotted up and screwed it up. You guys have to go watch some of my old videos. I got so many of my old like videos are just my injuries and me talking about injuries and life with metal and things like that. Like, 'cause a lot of this stuff I thought was just, not true. Like, when older people are like, "You my body hurts, it's gonna rain." I'm like, "No, that is true. That shit is true." I hate the winter. The winter is the worst on my body. I feel like it just gets cold and, like, my eye, it's hard to produce, like, natural, like, tears when you have a prosthetic, so it just, like, freezes up, and it's always so bad. I hate it. We are all titanium people in this group. I love that. Okay, let's see here. How long have I been on here? I've been on here for an hour, so I guess I'm gonna hop off here soon. I'm gonna do I wanna go over this like baby Quinton case tomorrow. He is just I feel so bad about this whole case. I feel bad for both of these. And I feel bad that I didn't get involved in this case earlier. I've been doing research on the Rodin family, which is a family that was a mass murder down in Piketon, Ohio, which I grew up like 25 minutes from there, and that case is still like ongoing. So I've been researching it, and I didn't save my work as I was going along because I didn't, and I should know better than that because I just should know better than that. And I accidentally deleted it all yesterday, so I was so upset. But I finally got it all back done again today. So I'm gonna have that video out by probably like next Thursday or Tuesday. I'll probably keep that one for Tuesday or probably before then actually. So it's only no, it'll be out by Tuesday because I'm gonna try to put some different like pictures and stuff in there, do some stuff for editing a little better. Oh, and you're welcome. I just wanted to go in here and really and talk to you guys about, Kylie and everything. And it really just doesn't, it just opens up more questions for us. And I'm going to sit down tomorrow morning and tonight, and I'm going to write down some really good questions to go over. And then I'm going to try to get some answers to those questions because I am like the question person. I'm better at, writing down information that I want to find out and then going and researching it that way than if I were just to like jump on someone else's live and watch their whole live, for hours. So see, like Jen, I hope I can get Jagger to be on here. I figured because I know that he and AWP have this whole thing together, and I just was like, okay, maybe someone can mediate it, which they don't need that, of course, but I thought, what if it was just somebody like me, just somebody smaller, small channel, just to mediate it? Because, and a lot of the people that are on our channel, that come through our chats, we're not like judgmental people. We're not going to sit there and, bash him as soon as he comes in. We'll let him talk. We know he's not involved directly in this case or whatever. I don't even think indirectly he's involved, but maybe he could clarify some things for us. Like, dude, why were you living with Lindsay? Why were you staying with her mom? Why was she letting maybe Kate stay there? We're not sure if that was true or not. Was Kate in Europe? I've never seen pictures of Kate in Europe. Like, where is Mags? What's she doing? Um, just things. There's just a lot of questions, So I hope we get some questions answered. No, I haven't, but I've heard of it. See ya. Have a good night. Um, the aim how case. I'm trying to think of how it goes. I know that I've heard of it. I've heard of every case prior to the sun. It's so bad. I'll have to research it. But I am going to read. I'm gonna have to look that up and I'll have to research that one too. But I do have that case, and then there's there's been a few down in Southern Ohio where I'm from that are super creepy, super true crime, and I don't know why more true crime channels aren't covering, especially the Rodin family massacres. These ones that I'm going to do a video on in the next couple of days because literally, not to give you spoilers or nothing, but one family was taken out in one night. 8 members of one family strategically, like, and if you think of Southern Ohio and you think of the people that live like back in Southern Ohio, I mean, I'm one of those people. Like, we all have like little accents and we don't usually think things like that through like that. I don't know. So we all thought it was a Mexican cartel that came in and did this. Like a lot of people believe that, and it wasn't the case at all. And so I'll have to do that video so you guys know about it. And then it's still like going in through the trial, like in through court right now. So that's even more fun. So I am gonna get off here though, and I'm gonna let you all go. Choose for the baby. Say, I know the name. I'm gonna write that down here in just a second. Wish I had a pen on me. I have my phone. Huh, Tanya. Let's see. Yeah, I'll take a picture of the screen. Was she from like up by Ohio State? No, I don't think that was her. I'm gonna have to look into that. I got every app on my phone on. Alrighty, well, guys, I'm gonna jump off here. It is getting a little late for me, but I am going to come on tomorrow. I think I'm gonna do a live during the day, and actually, it's not on Friday. Yeah, I'm gonna do a live during the day, and I'll come on, and we're gonna talk about little baby Quinton and from Savannah, and hopefully we can find him soon. And it's just case after case. Someone was asked actually earlier on another YouTube channel, do they think that there's more true crime involving children? And the person said that she thought that there was, and I agree. Like I agree with that. I feel like there's just more out there. All right, I'm gonna look into that because I know the case. But have a good night, guys. I will see you tomorrow. And thank you so much for the super chats. And I will see you guys on my next live. Bye.